888 Shade 45. It's a weekend work. Bad Boys of Radio. Holding out for my bro, DJ Love De Niro. Got to hold it down by myself. Still got Sin with me right here. But we got special guests. I had this guy like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he's back again. He's still working. I like to see people keep on grinding. And he's got something new.
Yes, I do.
Can we call you like, do people still call you Rafe?
Yeah, they do.
Right?
They actually do.
Well, we're going to call you Mo today, though, right?
Yeah, please do.
Right?
Please
we got
do.
Mo live hand clapping. You brought some people with you.
All right.
Facts.
Introducing The Spot, a new web series that you have created and produced and directed. You
Written,
still cameraman?
directed, edited, cameraman.
You can do a cameraman again still?
Exactly.
Damn, bro.
Multi-trick pony, man.
Multi-trick.
There you go.
And introduce your peoples, bro.
All right, to the left of me, I got my guy Swan Gotti, who is my lead actor in my new web series, The Spot, and I have his supporting actor, Christopher Pons, aka Tito Brigante, aka Rambo.
How you guys doing out
All
there?
right, what's up, bro? So, is it safe to say that you're gonna be lasting through like the whole thing?
Yeah.
All right, because he said the lead, like usually that the lead just stays for a while.
I mean, listen.
Anything can happen, right, Mo?
Let me put you on to something, right? So this is the first time this has ever been done, what I did with this series, which is basically, this is a drama series that takes place in pretty much one location, like a sitcom. So that's been done with sitcoms, with comedies, right? Martin, The Cosby Show, but that's never been done with a drama series. So this is a drama series that takes place pretty much in one location, and he's in pretty much every single scene.
So how many episodes is it? Like,
it's a 8-episode first season. Each episode is 30 minutes.
And each season is in that one location.
Well, the first season so far, our first 8 episodes is in that one location. That's why it's called The Spot. Because it takes place in this penthouse downtown Brooklyn,
and it's just in that one spot.
It's pretty much in the building. It's in the living room, the bedroom, it's out on the deck, it's in the laundry room of the building, it's in the hallway, it's in the stairwell. And it's something pretty much that's never been done before. I mean, as a writer, I wanted to challenge myself and see if I would be capable of keeping the story moving forward in one location. And also, I wanted to push the culture forward, being
something different.
Yeah. I mean, we pioneered the whole urban web series thing with Money and
Sure
Violence.
did. Laugh hand clap for that right
Thank
there.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. And everyone that followed suit after pretty much did the same thing that we did. So after 3 years of there being, hundreds of different
a whole lot
urban web series that pretty much, ran on the same premise, I didn't want my next project to follow suit. I really wanted to push the culture forward, you know what I mean, and do something totally different, do something that people don't expect. And
that's challenging, bro. To have that storyline in that one spot, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But I remember that movie. What was that movie? It was some killing shit. It was in that one room.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It was a bunch of killing it.
It wasn't
somebody did a record
or something. Damn,
somebody did a rap record to that title of the movie, but they just did it in that one spot.
Mm-hmm.
That was
exactly what you're talking about.
It was a challenge. That's challenging for you to do that, bro.
It's in the same vein as a Broadway play when you think about it. Most plays take place in one place, and and what it is all right. I've been writing in the last 3 years. Aside from I started off on YouTube, did the urban web series Money and Violence, but in the last 2 years, I've been writing for television.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I worked with Forrest Whitaker. I helped write Godfather of Harlem, which is a new...
my dude did that too.
Marquand.
Yeah. Remember Marquand was at BT, he came grinding, bro.
And it took him 18 years to get that produced.
Yeah.
So, shout
out to Marquand.
Yeah, shout out to Marquand Smith. Shout out to Chris Brancato, Paul Eckstein.
So you did some writing on that?
Yeah, I helped them write the entire first season, and I co-wrote the 8th episode.
Dope.
So that comes out September 29th.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Bruh, super dope storyline, man.
Yeah.
And I just came back from L.A. I was out in L.A. for 3 months. I just came back 3 weeks ago because I was helping them write the next season of American Gods on Stars.
Damn, son, you're busy, huh?
Yeah,
you guys like working with this dude, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We had him last time, and I know he was doing something for Stars. I don't know what happened with that situation.
Yeah, I would like to give the people some clarity on that because everyone is so curious as to what happened with Money and Violence.
Wait, before you get into that, let's get into some music real quick. We're going to play some music, keep it Brooklyn, right? Let's get some Brooklyn.
Very much so.
Some Brooklyn shit?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, what y'all want to hear? What you want to hear? Anything? Duh.
Make another.
888 Shade 45, so Weekend Works. The Spot, make sure you check it out.
Facts.
Weekend Work. I got my guys in here from The Spot, the new web series that started July 30th. You make sure you catch it. And how can they people actually go see?
You just jump on YouTube, just search The Spot, THESPOT, episode 1, episode 2.
So is the people that are Money and Violence fans, will they be on the same page with The Spot? Or is this like a different twist? Because the Money and Violence was Money and Violence. It was a lot of,
Talk, Mo.
right? Money and Violence. What about The Spot now? It sounds like I could go run up in the trap, a crack spot. That's what I'm thinking, or whatever. And it gets getting busy in there.
Let's keep in mind that Money and Violence was 3 years ago.
Okay.
Money and Violence was a project that I literally just woke up one day and I'm like, okay, I want to try to do a film project. And by the grace of God, I organically just had the ingenuity to put together the storyline that people gravitated to. Now, 3 years later, having written for television, having been mentored by people who had 40 years experience in writing television, having worked with Charles Chick Egley, who pretty much mentored me for the last 2 years, who has been in television for the past 40 years, written on shows from Moonlighting to St. Elsewhere. Like, he's been in the game that long. Also working with Chris Brancato, who created Narcos, and having learned so much. Like, even when I go back and I watch Money and Violence now, I'm not going to say mistakes because film is art, right?
Right. But that was your first joint, so you can see some faults.
But there's been so much growth in myself that The Spot is a much more mature project, and it's a much more intelligent project. And the reason being is also because, once again, I keep stressing this whole pushing the culture forward, right, when it comes to hip hop. And the reason being is because, I put out Money and Violence. We pioneered this. A whole bunch of people followed suit after creating all these other urban web series.
Right.
But I just feel like it's great that people are picking up cameras and shooting their own narratives. But at the same time, I don't think that people are taking it seriously.
But maybe they don't take it serious, or they don't know. Like, say, when you did it, it's like there's a lot of things you could look back now and critique and like, I could do that much better now.
But when I say taking it seriously, all I mean by that is people aren't doing the research. The internet is an amazing resource. You understand where I'm coming from? There needs to be progression, right? Your first season shouldn't look like your second season, right? Your story writing abilities should get better,
right?
Because of the fact that, look, man, practice doesn't make perfect, but it sure does make better.
Right.
You get where I'm coming from? So when it came to this show right here, I wanted to put something out that was going to raise the bar, right? So this show is definitely from a more emotional standpoint, right? I feel that it's a more authentic piece of work, right? And I say that because I feel that television sells us this fallacy of what the streets are. Right. Drug dealers don't meet in warehouses to have drug dealer meetings, right? People are not standing with machine guns when you go by coke. Right. That doesn't happen, right? But
it's the movies, right?
It is the movies, but the problem is that the people have been conditioned to believe that that fantasy is truth. You get where I'm coming from? And even if you look all over social media, people are trying to live a fantasy and make that fantasy reality, whether it be what they see in rap videos, whether it be what they see in reality shows. So I wanted to put together a show that gave a more authentic take on what the life is, because the truth is that, the street life is not glamorous.
It's not.
It's not glamorous. Right. And there's two different perspectives when it comes to the game, right? There's the perspective that's told from the bleachers, and there's the perspective that's told from the field, right? So if someone goes to a football game, you could ask them like, "Yo, how was the game?" They may say, "That's the greatest game I ever went to." They're watching the game from the bleachers. So, the receiver ran down the field, he jumped up in the air to catch the pass. He got hit so hard, he flipped 3 times, landed on his back.
They're not telling you the route,
he was on the ground for 10 seconds. And everybody was tense. When he got up, the whole crowd went crazy, right? But now, ask the player, how was the game? He may tell you that was the worst game of his life. He may say, I got hit harder than I ever been hit. When I was laying there for that 10 seconds, bruh,
I was dead.
The wind was knocked out of me. I was almost dead. So what I'm saying is, a lot of these stories that we watch on television are written by people who have Never, ever,
No
ever
idea.
been in that world, met these people, and it's written from their perception.
Right.
Their perception of what the game is. So when people say, yo, the street life is glorified, it's glorified because it's written from a perspective from the bleachers. It's not written from the perspective on the field.
You can say that about rap too. The same thing,
Yes,
right? Same
exactly.
shit, right?
Kinda.
To an extent. To an extent.
To an extent, right.
To an extent.
Because when they do rap videos, you see all this, like, you think that you could have this life and have all these girls, naked girls and whatever.
Or what people like to do is they like to tell you the highs of the life and not really touch on the lows. I mean, it's just like social media. People put the high points of their lives on social media, but when they're home crying to themselves, they're not putting that out there. You get where I'm coming from. So you get this skewed picture of what that life is.
Right.
You know, we're judging an entire life by snapshots that people show us of 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
You know, but The Spot, man, it's a transitional story. It touches on gentrification. It touches on the whole mindset, right, that we have in the hood where we feel guilty for outgrowing people. Because the basic story is it's a dude, you know, he plays a character named Mark who moved out the hood.
The lead character.
The lead character, yes. And he got himself a little penthouse downtown Brooklyn. Then he falls on hard times, you know, and aside from having to climb his way back to the top, being that we're being real about what life is, he has to deal with maintaining the overhead of living in this penthouse that he can no longer afford.
The perception.
Yeah. Well, it goes beyond perception because people are like, why doesn't he just move? I'm like, because he's been on the streets hustling his entire life and he doesn't have pay stubs or W-2s. It's
And
not
he wants
that
to
easy
keep
to
that
get
life,
an
though,
apartment.
right? He wants to keep up that life.
Right.
I wouldn't even say that that's it. It's really the fact that he doesn't have W-2s or pay stubs. So
And you
getting an
get
apartment
stuck.
is going to be hell for him.
And you have no option.
So
Like,
how do you like being the lead character, playing that role?
it's good. Like, it's needed.
Right.
You know, what we portraying is needed because it's not out there. Like that aspect of it,
Right.
like them showing you the losses, them showing you the actual hard times that dudes go through out there.
Yeah.
They don't show that. Like they don't show that, you know, sometimes like you gotta, like a dude gotta pay rent.
He has
It's
to pay
like,
rent.
yeah,
Right,
shit
right.
like that. Like
Right.
you don't get to see things like that, like severity issues like that.
So do you have he had a 9 to 5. He had a 9 to 5. He lost his job or his own business?
No, he's a
drug
hustler.
He's a
drug
hustler
dealer.
that had his, okay.
He's a drug dealer.
So the spot is basically his spot.
Yes, the
Right.
spot.
It's just not like a crack spot or
No,
weed spot.
the spot
is his crib.
It's his crib, but
Right.
the reason it's also called the spot is the way that he ends up trying to make his way back to the top is he starts selling drugs out his house in this condo downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah, you're wild.
In a building full of white people.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna last the whole series, bro. and what about you, homie? When you
I'm the dealer. I supply him with the work.
you got the dealer voice too, bro.
I supply him with the work.
He's the one that wanted his hair whole, bro.
Yeah, I supply him with the work, and they hang out and do a whole bunch of. I don't want to do none of that. I
Right.
don't want no violence, no guns. Like I don't want the labor pains. I just want the baby
Deal
where
with
the
baby.
money at.
Yeah, where the bread at.
And
right?
that's the beautiful thing about this show. I think for the very first time on this show, you will hear a character from the streets go, yo, bro, I'm not trying to go to jail.
Right.
I don't have a
Right.
day for the penitentiary.
Right.
You understand where I'm
Right.
coming from, bro? I'm just trying to make some bread. Like
Yeah, he just said like he don't want no guns, no
Ex-
nothing, no
exact-
violence, no nothing. You don't
No.
hear that from
Yo,
somebody that's
and
hustling.
coach, we both know dudes that make money don't want violence anywhere near them because it fucks up the money, bro.
That's right.
It fucks up the money.
Right.
So
well, the smart dudes, because there's some dumbass dudes that be like, I don't give a fuck.
yeah, but
and they want that shit.
But
Right?
This
where are
show
they?
is not about those
But where are
dudes.
they?
And,
Right.
and they don't like in all honesty, in the streets, dudes that's getting money
Yep.
They don't want
look
that.
for an alternate route to beefing before you just jump out
True.
to beef. You making
Right.
money, bro.
Right, true.
Would you say in the episode last night, beef is a what?
Oh, beef is a broke nigga sport.
Beef is a broke man sport.
A broke man sport. Like bums do it. Like you serious? Like we beefing. We won over these blocks. We don't even own these blocks.
We're gonna get some music
Y'all-
right. But right for that, let's get to some music.
One last thing.
Go ahead.
Y'all go to war over funny faces. We trying to chase life-changing money.
Shit like
They
that.
dropping shit. Triple A Shade 45 so we
Message.
can work. Yeah, message. Play some
Message.
music. The Spot sounds very good. I got to make sure I get into it. I was like, do I now? So I don't have to. I have to sign up or anything?
No. There's no sign up or nothing. I mean,
Just
it
go
would
to
be
the YouTube
great
page?
if you subscribe to the channel.
Right?
You know,
okay.
but you could just search on YouTube, man. And I mean, listen, man, the production quality is upped. This thing looks like television, brother.
It is television. Bro.
It is television.
And
What's your plan now, though, Mo? Like, all right, you did Money and Violence. You got The Spot now. Like, because I know you want to get that
All right.
TV look.
Now this is the thing. I had the TV deal. I had to develop. All right, everybody's wondering about what happened with Money and Violence.
Yes, that's where I wanted to go. Like, what happened?
Season 3 is highly anticipated. Now, this is what happened. In the last 2 years, I had a developmental deal with the Stars Network, the same network that airs Power. I had a deal with them, and I know a lot of people aren't familiar with TV, but the way it works, you have a developmental deal where you pretty much, they help you develop the scripts for the season of the show.
Right.
So in the last 2 years, we were developing the scripts for the third season. We had got to about 2 scripts already for the first 2 episodes.
Right.
And as of last year in December, because I wasn't able to gauge where I was in the process. I didn't know if I was 25% of the way. I didn't know if I was half of the way. I didn't know. I had no idea when it is we were going to get into production. So I went to the executives and I said, look, I have this huge audience that's pretty much waiting on this next season. I know that y'all think this is the first season for television, but it's actually the third season for my audience.
Right.
So I said, I need to know what's going on. Like, when are we going into production? Because I have no idea what part of the process I'm at. And they told me, they said, look, with the commitments that we have to, Courtney Kemp, they're doing a sequel and a prequel to Power. They're working on the BMF project. They said, we really can't give you a timeline. This could take another year. It could take another 5 years.
Right, because they got those other ones lined up.
Yeah,
already,
I mean,
right.
which is fine because, they were there before me. But when I heard that, I went to my lawyer and I said, I need to get out this deal. And the reason being is because I have this huge audience that's anticipating this next season. So in December, when that happened, I decided, all right, what I'm going to do is, I did it once, I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to write, create, produce another project, just to entertain my audience until I get everything worked out with Money and Violence. I'm in talks with other networks about Money and Violence.
Is coming back.
Money and Violence is, listen, I want people to understand.
Let me turn the bed down. Turn this guy. Say it again. Say it to the people.
Money and Violence is definitely coming back. It is definitely coming back. I understand it's been 3 years. I know everybody's antsy. I know it's highly anticipated. But all that's going on is, you have to understand, I'm in a tough position because
We don't want to hear that shit.
No, I know y'all. I know.
You don't. Like,
I know.
Think about that.
Facts,
People,
big facts.
yeah, it's a fact. Like, people don't want. I don't want to hear that.
They
I want
don't.
Money and Violence now.
And I get, but you can't get Money and Violence now. And the reason you can't
the
get
spot,
Money and
right?
Violence now, no, the reason you can't get Money and Violence now is because where the storyline has gotten to, where Rafe and Miz has beef with the cartel, right?
Right.
The cartel costs money. That's not a project I could produce out of my pocket. So in order to give you guys a third season that you deserve, I have to have the right budget.
Right.
And in order for me to do that, I gotta take the time to work things out. You know what I mean?
I got to work the king side. But you've
Exactly.
been funding it yourself, most of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, everything was pretty much out of pocket the second season. I mean, we had to deal with Lionsgate. We had to deal with Tidal. So they put up money towards production. But everything I've ever made, I just put right back in the pot
Right,
to
right.
produce. A lot of people don't know, but I mean, the second season of Money and Violence cost damn near $500,000, like $440,000, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
with The Spot, are you funding this yourself? Or is
Everything's
it
out of pocket.
Out of pocket,
Everything's
that's it.
out of pocket. Because listen, back to that whole thing about the perspective from the bleachers and from the field, right? There's a large part of the world who doesn't live around us and doesn't know us. And when I say us, I mean us as black people, right? And their perception of who we are comes from what they see on television,
Yes.
right? So I think it's very important for us as a people to start controlling our own narrative. Black shows written by black people with no white influence, right? And I'm saying that because the world is perceiving us by how we're being depicted on TV.
Yeah.
On TV. So there's, in the first episode of The Spot, right, there's a scene where his character gets into the elevator. One of his white neighbors gets into the elevator. He presses the P for penthouse. And the guy turns and looks at him. And he just gives them this look.
Right.
Now, I need people to be clear that everything isn't racism. Everything isn't hatred.
Right.
That look is not I hate you. The look is, wow, by what the world has told me, you shouldn't be living there.
Right.
Because of the perception of who you are. You have a
That's
hoodie
what you
on,
have to blame it on.
and and this is what I'm saying. So everything isn't hate, bro.
Or that. Oh, he lives there. He must be selling drugs, or he's an athlete. Like, you know what I mean? That's what's on TV.
Exactly. And you have to understand that you can't even blame this person because this is what society is telling him. It's not him.
Right.
It's that he's being fed this. It's being shoved down his throat every day that if you see that black man in the penthouse, he is either a rapper, an athlete, or he's selling drugs.
Yeah. Yep. That's what's pushed on them.
Exactly.
So with these guys, with you two now, right? Being this is the dealer, and this is the one that wants to. He's on borderline on the gate selling drugs or not?
I'm selling
No, he's
drugs.
selling drugs. He's selling drugs 100 miles a minute.
It got to be a lot of girl life and is there a lot of sex going on in the spot?
He's in a relationship.
Oh, he's in a relationship. Ah, you're a sucker, bro.
And he got a side. He got a
He
got a chick that.
and that right there is why. That right there is why we do the spot.
That's right.
You feel me? No, because here you go. All right, now, did you going off of status quo?
Right.
You know,
I am.
you selling drugs, you got to have 50 girls.
And you got a penthouse, so I'm expecting
what?
you to be single.
So what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes dudes be low key.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I don't mess with this one, I don't mess with that one, I don't mess with this dude, I don't mess with that dude. I mess with the people that I mess with to handle my business,
Right.
and I go back to life.
Yeah.
You feel me? I pay my bills. And where I come from, I know a lot of people like that. They don't talk about them on TV.
Right.
They don't talk about dudes that are just businessmen. I'm not violent. I'm not tough. I'm not nothing. I sell drugs.
And I just have I'm single. I'm not single.
Not single. Dudes are married. Dudes got.
Are you married on? Are you married on?
Nah, I got a girl on the show.
But there is,
I'm married on the show.
but there's a very interesting situation because there's a love triangle.
Yeah.
Sort of kind.
Did it? And didn't get there yet.
No, it's
We
building
creeping on it.
It's building.
And episode 3 and 4 is
No,
coming.
it's built. I'm saying it's a love triangle because the young lady who transports his drugs
Right.
is in
That's
love with
shorty.
him.
Exactly.
She's in love with him.
Wow.
And he knows, and he
knows.
kind of plays.
And he
it
knows,
down.
and he plays on it.
How's the is it in violent scenes? How the violent scenes on
There's violence when it's necessary.
in the first couple of episodes?
In the first, no.
Nothing yet.
No, because you have to understand it's story structure. It's about building story. So your first episode is about establishing the world, and it's about establishing the characters.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's one scene with a bit of violence in the pilot episode, and that's only because the character who is dishing that out, that's part of who he is. So in order for me to sum up who he is in the smallest amount of time,
Right.
I have to put him in one of those situations so you can know that he's no nonsense.
Okay.
And then another thing I wanted to touch on, as far as violence goes, I'm from the hood.
Mm.
You know, like, violence happens on the regular, but in individuals' lives, it's not
Every
an
day.
everyday
Everyday
thing that you're gonna be banging
Yeah.
out. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna be catching a body like twice a month.
Because you're going to jail.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you
You
what
definitely
was
going to
everything what you just said? Right.
Yeah.
50's gonna be listening, so I'm gonna owe him money on this. Power. Ghost always has beef, bro. Every fucking day. And like, come on, Ghost, when you gonna have a good day, man?
And let me put you on to something. Let me put you on to something. The real world, dudes operating that high on the food chain don't have beef. every
Don't
day.
have beef.
That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
but
man.
then it's the movies, and like you said,
but
that's what the perception.
but at the end of the day, I could respect it because see, Power's entertaining.
Right, yeah.
Power never claimed to be anything other
Yeah,
than
right,
what
right,
it is.
right.
You
Of course,
understand what I
of
mean?
course.
So
I'm just saying that because I'm
yeah.
like, damn, Ghost.
It's fun to
every
watch.
day. Yeah, of course.
It's fun to watch. You know what I mean?
I clean that up 50. See, all right, cool.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
want
know,
no money.
But with us, we're more trying to put something out there that's gonna shift, that's gonna push the culture forward, and that's gonna shift the status quo, right? We're trying to put something out there that's gonna dispel every myth about the streets and hustlers that's been put out there. Like, we're just trying to give you a dose of reality, and you know, like, anytime you're trying to shift the culture, like, we've been getting a bit of resistance. Oh, yo, there's not enough violence. Oh, yo, there's not enough action. You understand what I mean? But you also have to understand, for one, we're 2 episodes in, and for 2, we're trying to give you something totally different.
Totally different. You don't want to give them the money and violence again.
I did.
They can get that already. They're gonna get that.
And not only that, man, I did that for 2 seasons. As a writer, there is no challenge in me doing the same thing over and over.
again.
There is no progress without change.
Can a writer or director be like, I don't want to say typecast, so what's the word? Because you're not,
Yes.
like, you know, like,
A black-
you continue doing that, we need you for that again.
Yeah.
But that's
Right.
another thing, especially a black one.
Right.
Can be, I could be typecasted as, all I could write is just urban street hood,
Right.
hood shit.
And that's
You
not
want-
what you-
But that's not what it
trying
is.
to
Like,
do.
I'm putting out the spot. Like, my next series that I've already written is called Damaged, and that's about relationships.
I was about to ask you gonna do something different, like some love stuff?
Yeah. It's about relationships,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, but right now it's all about the spot. The spot.
And when can they
Yes.
catch it? Let everybody know what days you catch
Tuesdays,
it.
8 o'clock.
Every Tuesdays at 8 o'clock
p.m.
on YouTube. Make
On
sure you
YouTube.
sign in and go subscribe.
Subscribe.
Right?
Subscribe.
And give everybody your social media platforms.
Yo,
before
first
we
and
let you go.
foremost, y'all can follow the spot at the Spot web series on Instagram, and you can follow me at Cloud9TV_, and that's on Instagram as well.
And don't call him Rafe. It's Mo,
Oh,
okay?
and you can follow me on Twitter, Motivation. That's MOETIVATION.
And you, bro.
And I'm at Instagram SG60. You spell it out. SG60.
SG60.
Yeah.
And for me, my regular name, Christopher Pons, all one word,
The Hustler.
at Instagram.
The
Yup.
Hustler.
The character Dame.
Dame, OG Dame.
OG Dame. Man, appreciate y'all, man. And thank you for pulling up, man. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna check out the spot.
All the way.
Nah,
I'm gonna
glad
check
you
it out. 'cause-
And I gotta say one more thing, because I gotta say this in every interview, and I haven't said it today. Brooklyn. Thank you.
Put us in the game, coach.
Oh boy, there's only one New York team, and that's the Knicks. All right, let's go. Whatever, Mo. You know how to get to
What?
Queens get the
Brooklyn
money, man.
Nets.
We out. Triple H 845.
Oh, Queens get the money.